guys? Welcome to another week of the Dude Baby podcast.
Dude, baby.
Yeah, I guess we'll start it off. I find so much peace in being alone. Like, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. But it's just so much easier in some senses. Do I like to go out and hang out with people and stuff? Go have a beer every now and then? Yeah, sure. Who fucking doesn't? You know what I mean? But for the majority, I love being alone. Like, I get to do all the things that I want, whether it be, throwing a tantrum or crying or just fucking thinking about life or what I'm going to do. I find so much peace in being alone and being by myself rather than having somebody around to talk to or anything like that.
I don't want someone. I love being around my friends and my family. I don't like spending frivolous time. I don't like hanging out just for the sake of hanging out doing nothing. I don't like that.
I get what you're saying.
I did that when I was young because I didn't have anything else going on for me. And then once I started having stuff going on for me, and then even now, working and having a wife and 2 kids, and then having interest in hobbies, it's so much already that I don't have enough time for all that for me to give my time to anything or anyone that has no purpose that's not even going to register with me.
Exactly.
Hey, do you want to just hang out and okay, and do what? Oh, I don't know. You can just come over and I'm like, let's make a plan.
Yeah.
And then I'd be down for a plan. But as far as just doing nothing, I can't do that. I don't have enough time. And there's stuff that I want to do.
Yeah,
There's other stuff that I want to do that I don't even get to. And if you're going to make me carve out an hour or two to go do nothing, I'm sorry, man. There's other stuff that I need to do. And there's other stuff that I really want to do. So it had to be something that falls into that for me to even.
Exactly.
I don't have the time, man.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's crazy because even being now separated and everything, you would think I'd have more free time, which in a sense I do, but not the kind of free time that other people have as well. That makes sense. During the day, I don't have any free time Monday through Friday because, I have Uriah in the mornings and then I work at night. So it's I have free time after 10 o'clock, after I get out of work. If you can hang out then I'm down. But other than that, there's not much anything else I can do in between, and then on the weekends is when I work the most. So it's I really don't have that much free time, even being single and alone. But I still have my kids and stuff that I see on my days off. But and that's another thing is on my days off, I have my kids. So I was I got no free time really.
Yeah. If anybody listening to this if the one guy listening to this,
Bathwater's on the way.
Bathwater's on this way. If you have too much free time, it's detrimental to your growth as a person and ultimately your happiness. Because happiness isn't about just having fun or doing anything that's pleasant or hedonistic.
Yeah.
It's not about the pleasures of life. Happiness and the pleasures of life, there's definitely a correlation, but it's not an equivalent.
Yeah.
Just doing say if just eating good food makes you happy. If you do that, if that's all you do and you don't do anything else, if you have free time around that, you're only going to be happy while you're doing that. You have to have other stuff. It has to do with accomplishment, accomplishing stuff. Sometimes just getting through something shitty, if there's a good feeling afterwards because you did something that was hard and now you can relax and it feels good. If you relax all the time, that shit sucks. If you don't do anything all the time, just lay around, watch TV. Maybe that does make you happy. More power to you. But if you ever have bouts of depression, it's probably because you're not doing enough things that it's a balanced spectrum of who you are as a person. You should do going to work sucks, but at the end of the day, when I get to come home and chill and eat some good food and hang out with my family, it's awesome. If I have too much time off with my family, I kind of want to go to work.
Yeah.
And it's not even so much anything against them, but it's you need to break the monotony. I can't just do one thing.
Exactly.
I can't do one thing all the time. I can't play video games all day. And when I get a chance to play video games, I will, and it's awesome. And then I'm like, okay, I got to play for like an hour or two today. That was fun. Maybe I won't get to do it tomorrow, but you do that 4 or 5 hours every day. Like the guys who do that all day, I'm like, that's what I do. And if you ever see them, even if they're doing that, they're like, this is what I like to do. They don't seem happy. They're not like having fun. They seem like frustrated.
I agree. I do believe in some sense that happiness is a choice. Like, of course, it's not always an easy choice.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I can't just be like, oh, I'm happy all the time. Like, that's not a realistic thing. But, like, I mean, you choose how you react to certain situations and things that are going on. Like, and that's why I say, in some sense, yeah, happiness is a choice. Like,
I agree. And it's okay to not be happy.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be happy, dude. Like you can't be sad all the time. You can't be mad all the time. You can't be happy all the time. It takes away like the impact it has.
Exactly.
Happiness should be something that only happens, sometimes. It's better to be happy, but even when you're not happy, you should be resilient. You should be strong.
Exactly.
You should be motivated to get through what you have to do, because you should feel confident that I can do this.
Yeah.
And it's going to be over. And then when it's done, I have something to look forward to. This is a shitty day at work. Get through it. And then when you get home, relax, because you deserve it. Eat something good because you need it and it's nice. Spend time with your friends and family because it's fun.
I agree.
Get good rest.
Yeah.
Have a beer.
Yeah, that was like last night. Like, I usually don't like going out too much, but I really wanted to see the fight. And I was like, dude, I kind of want to have a beer. Like, today was shitty. It was a fucking long day. It was busy. Like, and I was like, dude, now I have to close. I was like, I'm definitely going to get a beer and I'm going to go watch this fight. Like, because I was even thinking, because you were telling me that that you had the fight, and I was like thinking about it, and I was like, dude, it's already fucking. It was like 10:40 when the fight started.
Yeah.
I was like, I got 20 minutes before I get to leave. I was like, I'm definitely gonna want to go home and shower.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's gonna be round fucking 9 by the time I get to his house.
And,
like,
and who knows with Canelo?
Exactly.
Who
And they
knows with
went the
Canelo?
whole distance.
Yeah, let's switch up gears a little bit because we got a little bit too serious for too long.
Yeah.
So
agree.
right today is Cinco de Mayo, which actually translates to mayonnaise in the sink. I found out Cinco de Mayo.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Mayonnaise in the sink. So happy mayonnaise in the sink day.
Meatwad actually said that before you left.
Yeah, he left a note.
Rolled off.
Last night was the Canelo fight versus Munguia, and dude, I don't know who or what or why anybody is hating on Canelo.
I don't understand it. Like,
that dude's a bad motherfucker, dude.
And like, I thought he was a little bit older than he is because he's only 33.
We were talking about that last night.
'Cause
I was sure he was like 37.
Dude, that's what I said. I was like, this dude's pushing 40, if not in his 40s. And that was because I was like, man, he looks good for his age. And
He's
I was like,
our age.
yeah, he's younger than us.
Well, he's younger than you. He's my age.
Dude, you're about to be fucking.
Let's hold on. When is Canelo's birthday?
You're older than Canelo.
I am. He was born July 18th, 1990.
Jesus, 5 fucking.
Don't fucking tell everybody. They're gonna steal my ID. He is like
5
a week.
5 weeks.
He's a week my younger. I'm older than him by like a week.
It's like a twin brother shit.
To think that this guy is almost my age exactly, doing what he's doing, have done what he's accomplished.
Yeah,
is crazy.
Yeah.
His legacy in boxing will be like, will hold throughout time.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says. Everyone's like, oh, he's dodging Benavidez. Trust me, he's gonna fight that dude eventually. He's gonna fight that dude eventually. And they're like, by then he's gonna win, and who cares what time? No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit, because everyone he's fought so far is a contender or a champion in their own right, who deserves to fight Canelo. They deserve, and they give that kid last night gave him a good fight.
That kid was fucking quick, is what I was saying. I was like, dude, that kid is quick as fuck. But I mean, he's fighting experience.
Yeah, that's what it comes down. That kid, if he could experience time travel 5 years in the future to where he's the same age as Canelo, and because that kid already had 43 fights,
Yeah.
hasn't lost one, contender,
Yeah.
43 fights, 36 knockouts. That kid has done. He is Canelo where Canelo was at his age.
Yeah.
He's a younger Canelo.
Exactly.
That kid is a future Canelo.
Yeah.
His one loss on his record is Canelo Alvarez. That ain't nothing to fucking scoff at.
Exactly.
Oh, you have a loss on your record to who? Man, that's Canelo Alvarez. And I went the distance.
Damn.
I went the
I'd
fucking
be like,
distance.
damn.
And I put it on him.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't ever have him in trouble or anything.
Yeah, I don't think you ever like really rocked him too much.
Did you
like,
see when Canelo was talking after the fight?
No, I didn't.
And I don't think Canelo meant this in any disrespect. I think he was speaking truthfully, which good on him. Bad motherfucker. They were asking, were you ever worried, or did he ever have you in like a predicament where, like, did he put it on you more than you thought? Like, were you ever in danger?
Yeah.
And he said it kind of hesitantly, where he said, no, he was kind of slow, and I could see every punch. So like, I wasn't worried about it because I could react to everything he was doing. And if you watch the fight, the kid is throwing volumes, which, I mean, in boxing, that's what you want to do, because you're not supposed to land the 5 combos. You're supposed to land the 1 or 2 in there of the power punches or whatever, landing the body, landing the head. So it's good. And whatever you're throwing and landing, even if it's on the arms, you're doing lasting damage. Your arms are going to get tired. They're going to get sore from getting beaten up. So it's not like the kid was doing like a throwaway kind of stuff of just throwing or anything like that. The kid was doing great. Even through the whole fight. I'm like, and because my wife's like, oh, he's probably gonna get tired. I'm like, no, that kid's gonna be able to fight like this through the whole fight, which he did. And if anything, he turned it up.
Yeah, towards the end, like past like 7, he did. They both kind of kicked it up. Like, I felt like Canelo was fighting very responsively.
That's the thing about Canelo. They're like, oh, he's slow. He's gonna get caught. It's like, no, dude. He's picking his shots. He's more accurate with his punches. He threw probably half the punches of the kid and landed more.
Yeah,
percentage wise.
Yeah, some of the guys that I was with, because I went with a few of the guys from work, and they're like, it feels like he's pulling a lot of stuff back, like he's hesitating. And I was like, well, I think it's more than the fact that because if you look, the punches that he's pulling back and he's only throwing half out, I think he's intending to be power punches, and he feels like he's gonna miss. I was like, which leaves you with a big opening, and I think he's just playing it smarter than anything.
And it exerts way more energy.
Yeah,
throwing as hard as you can and missing. It's gonna, and it's not that he ever has to worry about that because he's very efficient.
Yeah.
That's what it came down to, is that Canelo's not slower or less active. He's more efficient, and he's a more like ergonomical fighter. Yeah. He's like, when I throw, it's not going to be for nothing.
Exactly.
It's very planned out. It's very articulated.
Yeah.
It's supposed to mean something.
Yeah.
And if I miss, it's not going to be anything that could be. It's going to be hard to counter.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be that big of a deal. So like there's not a lot of throwaways, but I can also see while I'm punching if it's going to be something that's going to be effective. And if not, I can, like you said, I can pull off of it. Exactly. It's not that hard. It's not that hard for me to do. The experience came in bad, but that kid is going to definitely be something.
Yeah. That
big.
Fight alone has probably jumped him up a couple of levels.
He was badass.
Yeah. It was just, it was a person you were fighting.
And what I loved about him most was that I'm like, dude, you made it a great fight. It was a fun fight to watch, because it was like, oh, dude, he's throwing, he's landing. That's cool. Like, I like it. And if for any reason he would win, I'll be like, it's not like he didn't deserve it. This he's a badass boxer.
Yeah. He's
a badass boxer.
It's like I said, you just fought a superior. And
he even said it. He's like, he's better. Yeah. He outboxed me. I did my best. I was doing well in the beginning. And you know, he's just more experienced, so he you know, his movement, his timing, everything is better. He had great, man, like, and that's what's cool about Canelo. He's like, I'm not trying to knock no one out, I'm trying to win. And it's like it's very like a Mayweather mentality, but it's not about dodging, slipping, and like using footwork to get out of range to where I'm gonna land, you're not gonna land. Which, I mean, Canelo does do that. He does do a form of that. He does a form of Mayweather to where, but that's what's crazy is that Canelo has the ability. I mean, not that Mayweather doesn't, but Canelo has the ability to knock you out when he's not trying to.
Yeah.
When he knocked that kid down, all of his punches could knock that kid down. If he lands them right the way he wants to, all of them can knock him out.
The amount of sweat getting knocked off that kid, bro. Like the replays, you just you see the burst of fucking sweat coming off.
And that's what he was saying in the end. He was like, you know, after you had him hurt, you know, did you think you were gonna finish him or anything like that? And he's like, I just take my time. Like after I knocked him down, you know, like I take my time. I keep doing what I'm doing. I have 12 rounds to win the fight. I had 12 rounds to win the fight. I don't need to knock him out. I'm winning already.
Yeah, you can chip somebody out. Like, you know, that's a very real thing. Like,
yeah, he kind of doing like a like a Diaz brothers thing.
Yeah.
To where like I'm gonna throw the way I'm throwing. I'm gonna try to land all of them, and if I knock him out, then that's just a byproduct of what I'm already doing. I'm not gonna change what I'm doing. I'm not gonna try to knock him out. All of my shit can knock him out. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And if I catch him like I did, he's gonna, that's on him.
Yeah.
But I have a way I fight. I have a game plan, and it always works. So I'm not going to, just because that kid fell down, I'm not going to just start swinging. That's dumb.
Yeah, that's wasteful. Really.
That's getting like emotional, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. Because the dude, I felt like all fucking night, he had that slip left counter hook count. It was just fucking, it was landing every time. Fucking kid by the 5th round had a fucking, he was already bruising on the fucking right side. Like,
and that kid did land.
He got some punches, good shit.
But I mean, nothing very substantial.
Yeah, all the highlights every round were fucking Canelo piecing that kid up.
I mean, it had every now and then of them having an exchange, and he would get it, but Canelo would always get him back. Yeah. If he got him decent, he just got right after Canelo got him too.
Yeah, and Canelo came out almost unscathed. Even
he didn't have any
real
damage.
Bruising or anything. That kid was already bruising up and swelling in the face because he got caught quite a few times. A little ugly. You know, there are some times where dude, I always hate watching things in slow motion, but I get why they do it. But like, you just see that fucking straight coming at him and everything just fucking rattles on your head, dude.
Yeah,
like
you see that wave.
Yeah, exactly. The inertia going through
your face. It's crazy. Because I can't imagine how hard Canelo can hit. Because all of his punches are pretty much power. Even his jab.
Yeah, dude.
Even his jab is like he has a stiff fucking jab.
That kid fucking jerking every time. Like,
me too.
Yeah. Oh, dude. But yeah.
Me too, dude. Did you hear about Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo having words with each other?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how it started, but it did escalate quickly, and it sucks because I know it's out there and people probably know what happened because I didn't get to see it, but I've heard from a lot of friends at work, and even my father-in-law last night came over. He watched the fight, and he was saying how they were having a lot of words, and Canelo was ripping that dude. He was ripping that dude up.
Damn.
Like, he kept calling him maricon.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, Canelo is a bad motherfucker. He was like, beach. He was telling him, he was like, yeah, and you're stealing all the money from the fighters. Like, you steal all your fighters' money. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, and if you want your money stolen, you come fight for Oscar De La Hoya because he'll fucking rip you off. So he was fucking piecing him up.
Which is crazy because I think he corners Ryan Garcia, who just recently fought too.
Who?
De La Hoya.
No, I don't know if De La Hoya does anymore because maybe he still does. I'm not sure. I didn't get to see the Garcia fight. I saw the highlights. I wanted to see. I didn't get to. But I know that he kind of left him high and dry after he lost to Tank Davis.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they had a falling out, but they didn't,
Well, he was there for the last one.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it's his promotions doing it.
Yeah.
But but last night it was funny because after hearing what Canelo was saying about De La Hoya was at the fight. I don't know if you saw him. He was wearing like a sparkly black button down where he looked like Neil Diamond.
Yeah, yeah.
He looked like he was a fucking K-pop star.
Is that fucking the same dude? That's the cover band from
Saving Silverman.
Silverman.
Yeah, he looked like Neil Diamond, and it was funny because I saw him and my wife's. I was all like, Oscar De La Hoya looks a little hoo-hoo. And then my wife goes, yeah, he looks a little like Oscar De La Hoya.
That's really good.
I know. I was like, did you just think of that?
I know. And I was like,
did you just think of that?
did you just make that up?
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, yeah. Beach.
Got him. Beach, motherfucker. Man, but I don't know if you heard about it. They were saying Ryan Garcia got popped for performance enhancing drugs from his last fight. This is so dumb is that they're saying he got popped the day before. So they tested him the day before the fight. Why is it coming out now? Why would they even test him before the fight if it wasn't even going to come out until now?
Yeah.
Which is a lie. I don't know how that works. I would imagine that shit shows up instantly.
The same day.
So then they're testing him and they let him fight.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is that?
It's stupid. Because I know they have like 2 or 3 that they have to take.
Yeah.
Within the time before they fight. And he said it himself. He's like, I took 3 fucking tests. Like, they're fucking full of shit. Like,
they have to be.
He's basically saying, like, y'all are full of shit. Like, I didn't test positive for anything. Like,
I mean,
which I don't really know. I don't know how any of that stuff works.
Yeah, because they're saying that every year, you know, the coaches, the trainers, and then the people who synthesize these things in the lab, they're always looking for ways around it to where, this kind of steroids is illegal. It's like, well, we actually have this other thing that's supposed to help you with this and like this. Because performance enhancing drugs doesn't necessarily mean steroids. Or I don't know if there's different kinds of steroids, but PEDs can mean a lot of things, whether it's like recovery or or certain things that's why they're called performance enhancing drugs. It's anything they technically would say like weed would be classified as that in some cases because it could be like you're super focused or maybe you don't maybe it relieves an anxiety so you can fight more freely or some shit. So there's a lot of things that can be classified as performance enhancing. Anything that gives you an edge, whether it gives you and not someone else, if it gives you an edge, then it's performance enhancing.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, that's completely believable. Yeah, but I think they're full of shit when they're saying that.
It's kind of hard to believe that. Why would that shit come out now?
Yeah, because he's already taken the purse. He already took everything. Like, what are they gonna do? Take it away from him? Like,
yeah, and why hasn't it? I mean, it could be a rumor. It could be someone who got.
And what does it even matter? Because he didn't get the belt because he came in 2 pounds overweight.
Oh, they already didn't give him to him because of that?
Yeah. You have to make weight. You have to follow all the regulation.
So you can fight and win, but it doesn't even mean anything almost.
Exactly.
I mean, it does like on paper, like, yeah, you did beat him, but technically it's like, oh, well, they didn't even give you the belt.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I think they should just let them juice the fuck up. I don't get it. Let them both juice up. I want to see that fight. I want to see them go Super Saiyan.
I respect it, but I always thought that the weight cutting for fights is so random.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Like, you cut, because a lot of people don't understand, like, most of these dudes, there's a reason that they look fucking cut up and ripped when they weigh in, and then they look like a normal ass dude when they fight.
Yeah, they're dehydrated.
Yeah, exactly. You're literally dropping like 10 to 15 pounds of just like water weight and everything else. Like,
it's not good.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that can't be good on your body. Like, it couldn't, like, why couldn't you just like, I mean, and I can understand a weight class, but something that's a little bit more realistic. Like, if I'm walking around at 150 and then when I start training and I drop to about 140, 145, like, that should just be what I fight at instead of me walking around at 150 and I fight at like 135 or something.
But the problem with that is there's going to be a guy who's going to come in at 170 and drop to 140 to fight you. And then since you're walking around natural, but now you have to fight this big motherfucker because they will. So they should make that to where you can't cut more than 5 pounds to fight to fight in a weight class. They should do that.
Yeah.
Because what's dumb is that realistically, it's just taking away all the oomph from the fighters. This is the only experience I can speak from, but the 2 times I fought, I walked around at 163 and I had to fight in a weight class of, I think it was 147.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to lose like 15 pounds of
Yeah.
water weight. And I was never, even back then, I was never a power striker. I didn't have a lot of power.
Yeah.
I had technique and I had timing, not even speed. It was timing. So I wasn't like fast. If you just looked at me, the whole point is I was quick to react in the openings that I had.
Yeah.
The 2 times I cut weight, I felt like a piece of paper. I felt like I had nothing. Like I didn't have nothing before. I didn't have that much power before. When I cut weight, even though I rehydrated a little bit by the time I fought, I felt like I was like fighting in a dream. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt so lightweight. I was like, this feels weird. Like I got nothing on this shit.
See, that's wearing physically and mentally.
Yeah, for
Like,
real.
you know what I mean? Because mentally, it's not an easy thing to have to put yourself in that position, sit in a fucking sauna for hours at a time, like, with no water and all this shit. Like, that's crazy.
The first time I had the team of dudes of the professional fighters helping me, and we would go in to cut weight. We would go in. We went to the athletic club,
Yeah.
and we would go into the hot tub, and then go into the sauna, and we would go back and forth a couple times, and then they would weigh me, and it was literally hot tub sauna, weigh, naked, hot tub sauna, hot, and then like after like they're like, we want to get you in this range, and then after that do this between now and the fight, and you'll lose the rest by itself, but we have to get you within this range for it to work. Like within like if it was 147, like we have to get you at least under like 153.
Damn.
In a night.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
At one point in the sauna, because what's cool about them, and that was the cool thing about having a team, they're like, we're gonna do it with you. We're gonna be in there with you doing it.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's not going to last for them because they're going to eat and drink and shit after we do it. But the whole point is they're going to do the actual thing with me.
Yeah.
But that's what's cool about having a team. There was like 3 or 4 of the dudes with me, the pros.
Right.
Badass motherfuckers are like, no, we're going to help you. We're going to do it with you. And there was times in the sauna where I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm getting out. And they would like hold me down and touch me. They would be like, no, they would like block the door and be like, nah, dude, you gotta sit, you gotta do it. And they weren't like crazy or
They were Diddy.
Yeah, they diddied me in there. And I don't remember nothing, but they were cool. Just like, nah, dude, like keep going. You got it, and like you just gotta keep going. They're real helpful. But by the end, dude, I felt pretty
defeated.
It was bad. I was like exhausted, and it was terrible. I'm like, I'm supposed to fight in 2 days?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
that's crazy, dude. That's a crazy concept.
It's not. It can't be good.
That's why it's. Yeah, definitely can't be. Excuse me. I saw Ultimate Fighter one time. And one of the dudes is having a hard time cutting weight, and the coaches end up showing up, and they're making him jog around the backyard, and then he comes in, he lays in the bed, and they just fucking submerge him in blankets and fucking keep him hot, so he just sweats it all out. And that's what they're doing at night. Like, of course, during the day, they have the fucking actual gym that they get to go to and the sauna and everything in there, but he's like, you didn't get where we needed you to be at, so now you need to go do more. Like, I can't imagine having to fucking get up and run a few miles and then fucking sit in a bed with all these blankets and sweating my ass off and then having to fight the next day. Like, that's crazy.
That happened to me in my second fight. That I didn't have the team with me in my second fight. And the training was much more difficult because I didn't have the guys to help me get ready.
That mentality.
Yeah, like I felt even going into that fight, I didn't feel good about myself or anything. The weight cutting was terrible because like I had to do it myself, and I didn't do that good of a job. And the day of when we had to weigh in, when I weighed in, I was over like 2 or 3 pounds, and I had to put on a sauna suit and go run around outside in fucking Oklahoma. It was fucking hot and humid, and I had to run around for an hour. I was already fucking tired, and like dehydrated. I had to go work out for an hour, and I
dude.
made weight. And that fight wasn't like a great. Of course, I lost, and I held in there. You know, I got through the rounds and stuff like that, but I was very ashamed of my preparation and my performance, and that's what made me have like a real good, excuse me, like a real good look at myself. I'm like, is this what I want to do, and can I even do this? And that's when I took a lot of time off after that, and I just never got back into it because the first time it was cool, the camaraderie and the experience, everything was cool. But even though I won the first one, at the end of it, I was like, I don't know if that was worth it. Because going home,
It was a good fight.
Dude,
y'all were both throwing.
I got
and y'all were
fucked
both
up.
landing. It was, yeah. I'm like, checks, everything, bro. Like, I remember that. Like, I remember that day pretty vividly. It's crazy. Like, I remember that day pretty well. Like,
I remember it as well as I can. Dude, I was in a lot of pain after that. I won the fight, and I was in a lot of pain. On the way home, we drove home after that night, and I was in a lot of fucking pain. Like, my whole body was, like, throbbing.
yeah, did you come with us with Dustin, right? Drove back with Dustin, yeah.
Yeah.
I drove up there with your brother and Dustin.
No, I didn't go with Dustin. You did.
That's what I'm saying. I drove up with Dustin, but we drove back with Dustin.
Yeah. Because I rode with Freddie. I think Freddie was going to stay there for an extra day or something like that. But Fred, our coach, he drove me up there with his wife. And because we had to go the day before for the weigh-ins and stuff like that. But, dude, the aftermath and the ride home, dude, I was serious. Like, I wasn't even thinking, like, how cool and I won and all that stuff like that. I was just thinking like, oh my God, dude, I'm in so much pain. Like my leg.
I remember you saying that.
My shin and my thigh, it felt like a ballpark hot dog. Like it just felt so swollen and tight, like it was gonna bust, and I busted
everywhere.
Yeah, and so that was just like a rude awakening of like, dude, I don't know
if this is what I want to do.
Yeah, it was a cool concept of just getting to do, but after that, I was like, dude, I can't do this for a living. Like, just right there, it showed me that I didn't care. I care more about my well-being than the winning. It was cool that I won, but at that cost, I was like, man, I don't think this is worth it. Not for me. But it made me respect it more, and I love the sport. But I was like, nah, dude, this is for the fucking birds. Like the guys that want to do this for a living, that they care more about the glory of like this is, and that's what like the best fighters do. You know, like they fight just because they want to fight.
Yeah,
I do not want to fight, dude. I do not want to fight. It's cool to know if I had to fight, I was like, well, at least I can kind of hold my own. But to be like, I want to fight, nah, fuck that.
Unless it's against me, dog.
I'll take you, dog.
Take me where, bro? You trying to be Diddy or what?
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking, I'll Diddy you all over this goddamn place,
dog.
Dude.
I'm gonna Canelo you.
That's how bad it would be in the ring. They'd be like, "Oh my God, he messed up so much. I think he Diddy'd him while that was happening."
I'm gonna knock you out, and you're just gonna be ass up. You're just gonna be
whoa. I thought we were talking about fighting.
I was talking about Kendrick and Drake.
This podcast is brought to you by AIDS medication.
Do you have erectile dysfunction?
Yes.
But you.
I've had it for like 4 hours. Call more late. Chop stop. Chop stop.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll just call it then, and we'll call it later. Guys,
that's enough for today. Go do something with your lives.
Yeah, don't you? Yeah, man, get out of here. Go do something with the like them. Go garage and play some sheetrock.
Meet Watt and me are gonna go and we're gonna go wrestle down in the pool together.
Yeah, I'm not bi-curious, man.
I'm a little bi-furious.
I'm not. I ain't no freaking bi-curious. I'm a man's man.
You're a man?
Yeah.
Where's your hog?
It's in my wall.
guys, this has been another exciting episode of the Do Baby podcast.
Ooh, baby.
Thank you for joining us and have a great day.
Peace.
Later.
Ooh, baby.